Hello and welcome back to the Shattered Isles. I'm your dungeon master, the Silent Seven, Kevin, and the Ruff Ryderz are currently in Sal Bracco, getting ready to follow a blind man into the desert, trying to seek a new life for the citizens here as their legacy pillar was destroyed. It's no more. The leader was a no-good, rotten family breaker, and Renga sought his revenge. As a last-ditch effort, the leader put in place his final laugh, but it was not to be had. The tower fell, and through some pretty fancy acrobatics, some acrobatics and a chest being lowered carefully, everyone was able to make it down safely. At least everyone in the Ruff Ryderz. And they quelched the ninja uprising before they could cannibalize the rest of the city, but without the protection of the ninjas, they are looking for a new way. And Pell, he always seems to be a man of strong faith, and he's been in the town for over a decade now, and he says he knows a place to take everyone so that they can be fed and protected for the rest of their lives. So, it's nearly sunrise in Sal Bracco. The tower is toppled. The bygone peculiar is quiet from the heavy amount of drinking the night before. The Pell is waiting for the sun to rise so he can begin his quest, as he uses the feeling of the sun to guide his direction. A few villagers have gathered there. Several have stayed behind because they still have their towns, they still have a livelihood, and there's a few ninjas staying back, just happy to be free from the rule of Ives. And so, is there anything you guys wanted to purchase before we took off into the desert?
I would like to purchase a empty jug of sorts. A couple of them.
A couple of them? You don't just want a big old barrel?
Well, how am I going to carry it unless I have shrinking powder or something?
All
okay,
right.
I have magical barrel.
That's fine. You can do a couple of jugs.
I think I'll strap them to my waist like a samurai.
Let's get some Kool-Aid.
All right.
Some Kool-Aid mix.
We just need the packets though. We don't need the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe we should get Gatorade mix. We plan a show.
And
I like
Kevin, do we have is it just implied that we have a canteen of sorts or some type of container for holding
I'm pretty
water?
sure a couple of you have water skins. They come in some of the packs that you started off with.
Yeah.
But it's nothing substantial.
But it's something that we refill when we.
Yeah. Yeah, I might be a little bit more strict on ration control and water consumption because I've been so strict in the past.
All right.
I don't have a water skin, so I'd like to buy one.
I'm gonna buy an extra one too.
All right.
Oh, by the way, just let me know how much gold I owe you for just the jug.
2 water skins, then.
Water skins are 2 silver pieces.
I only have gold.
How much?
Hopefully they have change.
They have water skins now.
No.
What's happening to you?
It's my kitten.
Go ahead, show him.
He's so adorable. Stefan, look how adorable the kitten is.
You're being overwhelmed, Schnard Dog. Cats are in the house.
Oh.
Oh my god, it's so crazy.
He's trying to play music on the jukebox, singing this.
Yeah. So flasks are pretty cheap. Flasks are like way cheaper, but I mean, a water skin would be sealable. A lot more, a
I
lot
think
better
the
for
water
travel.
skin better, yeah. Can they break a gold coin, or do they have to give them
Yeah,
one?
they can break a gold coin. No, you have to buy
Alright.
5 water skins.
Hey,
Well, I
buy
mean,
them
if
for
we're in a
everybody.
desert, that might not be the worst idea.
Or silver pieces more than gold pieces?
No, there's 10 silver pieces in a gold piece, 10
Oh,
copper
okay.
pieces in a silver piece.
And what's this SP up
How much
here?
is it? How much is
I'll
a
pop
water
all those down.
thing?
Two silver pieces. So for
I
1
will
gold,
buy-
you can go 5.
I'll buy 5 of them.
It's more if you want the collector's edition. It's for one.
What?
The collector's edition.
Stefan, are you
It
gonna
comes
get,
with the Sal Bracco seal on it. Has a
Okay, so
little
you-
picture of the pillar that's been toppled.
Are you gonna get a monogram on yours, Stefan? To know it's
Ooh.
your water skid? That probably.
Which one would it be? What one would you say? Would you go with DM for Danny McBride?
I'd probably go with WWJD.
Wouldn't it be
What would-
WWGD? What would Ragnarok do?
Sure, yeah. Spelling isn't my strong point. All right, I'm gonna add the. I'm gonna add my 5 water skins.
A ration for a day is 5 silver pieces, so it's 2 for a gold piece.
I will buy 5 gold pieces worth of rations.
Alrighty.
How many rations is that?
10.
I also don't do math very well.
75.
That's fine. As long as you can play your concertina well.
I'll pay. I'll do the same.
Alright.
Very rational.
That was 5 gold pieces. How do we know how much weight we can handle?
It's like 10 times your strength.
10 times my strength.
So it's like 130 pounds or 150 pounds.
160.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're pretty good. It's more, I'll probably, as far as like over encumbrance goes, unless you're doing something just outlandish, like I'm going to gather every sword and every weapon that I find. I'm going to gather every piece of armor that I find. I'll just let it go.
So make a headdress
Now,
out of a man.
Now, with Dandy, I feel like he's already kind of pushing the limit because of how many skulls he's carrying around. But
Excuse me, all I have is the Manticore headdress now. The snake chatter skull's gone.
you still have the. What happened to the snake chatter skull?
Didn't I throw it somewhere?
I thought you retrieved it. You threw it at the Manticore and it as the final blow.
Didn't I trade it to somebody for something?
I don't know.
You got rid of
Because
something.
it's not in my inventory anymore. I think I would put it in my inventory if I still had it.
Kevin yelled at you before about having too much shit, so I think you did get rid of it.
Yeah, but I liked that a lot.
I did something with it. I remember, like I traded it or I did something with it.
I knew one at the store now.
You'd have to go back to Recavius. All right. So as the sun begins to rise, you find your way over to Pell with several other villagers who are planning to make this trek, make this journey with you. He begins telling you about how it's been a while since he's traveled the desert, but he spends all of his time just recreating the trip back, retracing his steps, and like he's been planning this trek for a while, but it's not one that he wanted to do alone. So the sun starts to set or the sun starts to rise, and he's like, okay, now if everyone wants to get into a mountain stance, we can get a nice little stretch in. So he stands with his feet parallel and does a nice little side stretch. Side stretch. Are you guys stretching? You're stretching. You're gonna pull something from this trek.
stretching.
Okay.
I don't pull anything.
And then he's like, okay, he does a little sun salutation, bends down, and he's like, okay, let's go. And he pulls out his music box, and he cranks the wheel, and it starts to play. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. And then, like, everyone who's known Pell for a while, they all start humming it. Like, they start humming with him. It's like, ba-na-na-na, da-da-da-da, ba-na-na-na-na, ba-da-da-da-da, bam, bam. And then you...
Is it Hotel California?
Yeah, and you start your trek into the
Oh
desert.
my God, we led to our deaths.
What? What do you mean? It's an
Hotel
old...
California.
It's an old Elvis tune. For children.
Oh my God. I want to roll insight.
Okay.
About this.
Varys, you got a good stretch in, by the way. So.
No, I have no insight on this matter.
Alright.
You can tell that he's had this music box for a long time, and he's almost too connected to it. But he's very... You wouldn't want to take it away from him.
I want to thank Pell real quick before we go. I want to thank him for his aid, and I hope that he grants us safe passage across the desert. Get it, guys? His name's Pell. Financial aid. Pell grant. All right.
I think it's too soon for a lot of us.
What?
I think it's too soon for a lot of us making jokes about college loans.
About the money that we don't have. My net worth is negative $100,000.
All right. On that note, into the desert. So he kind of covers his face and then feels for where the sun is. He places it on the side that he knows, and he begins walking. He tells you that the first marker that you're looking for is it's called the Whistling Totem. So you start your trek. And the ground is cracked, but there's these shrubs and trees that are still growing in the area. The heat's starting to pick up, but like the vegetation and wildlife is still pretty prevalent around the city of Sao Bracco. But then, like, as you're continuing on, you notice that the shrubs are becoming more sparse. The trees are getting a lot more like withered and gnarled, coming down to where like they have basically no green on them. They're basically standing driftwood at this point. And the travels goes on, and you see a couple of the other villagers. They're kind of like wiping their brows, and they're kind of pulling stuff over their heads. They're kind of making sure their arms are covered, trying to protect themselves from the sun. One of the one of the couples, they have like this little like rickshaw that Pell kind of like said it wouldn't work, and but with the ground being hard where you're at, it's working, and they're making a nice easy trek of with their goods.
Sounds like Pell is full of shit.
The as the sun reaches the zenith right above him, he Pell he roll perception.
Oh God.
So
My critical fail still better than Dandy.
the that's good. The Zavers kind of notices that like when the sun reaches zenith, he has a hard time with his direction. He's staying along the path, but it seems like he's started to veer off target like a little bit. He's just slowly drifting to the side.
I bring this up to him so we don't get lost.
He's like, okay, yeah, we're good, we're good. This way, right? Okay, we're we'll make it just fine. You just gotta have faith.
Speaking
I
of
lost
faith,
faith in Pell. I'm gonna worship a gold. Yeah.
All right, so the cracked earth, it slowly seems to you're starting to feel like a sand in your face, like it's as the day goes on, you're past, it's past it's in the afternoon, so you're like continuing on. The sand almost seems to be starting to pick up. The vegetation is almost gone now. And the cracked earth it's slowly becoming a lot more crumbled and whatnot. You gather that the rain season that hits Salbraco, it seems to stop closer to the coast. So as you travel inland and further north and east, you're starting to reach more of like the dunes. And as as night begins to fall, Pell kind of stops for a moment, and he sits down and he's like, well, we just have to wait until tomorrow. We should be at the Whistling Totem in the early day tomorrow. So everyone roll a Constitution check and use a ration. All right, you guys fared really well on the first day.
Can I roll a survival check to gather some materials?
Yeah, roll a survival check. Let's see how it turns out.
I died instantly.
All right.
I went out in the desert and got bit by a snake.
Yeah. So Dandy went out and was digging around for some stuff, and behind a rock he found a snake, and it bit him.
I'll suck out the poison.
where did it bite him? Oh my god.
All right. Mim comes over and sucks it out, and then
Ew.
and there's no sign that any remnant
Hopefully-
poison, if it was poisonous.
Hey, man,
Hopefully he doesn't have a rotten tooth.
I think I got bit too, man.
All right, so the villagers didn't fare quite so well on their first day. You see a lot of them as they're sitting down, they're starting to rub their feet, just like sore. A couple of them, like, they didn't get their arms completely covered with what they were wearing because they were trying to stay cool, and Like you can see like the beet red skin on them. They're also, as they're sitting down, they're starting to kind of bundle up as the cold night starts to settle in. And
I have an idea. I'll play them a song to make them feel better about their dire straits.
all right.
But I didn't do super good on my roll, so I didn't read the room. So I sang the song, Lonely is the night when you find yourself alone. Lonely, lonely, lonely. I don't know all the words. So I was singing that song for them.
All right. I mean, a 12 is still pretty all right. I mean, they're not really music in the desert, man. It's all good.
I'm all I got.
All right. So, any special things you guys want to do to set up camp for the night, as far as trying to survive the cold as it sets in?
I would like to sleep next to Dandy.
Dandy.
I'll allow it.
Mim.
I would.
Rye guy.
I'd like to look for a hole in the ground, a burrow.
Isn't it sand? Can't you just like?
All right. See.
But I heard sand gets everywhere.
So coarse. I would like to pray for the night.
All right. So Varys says his prayers, and while he's going through like the prayers and telling people about his goddess Eldith, he's pretty willing to offer them his water, and I'm assuming.
I got loads of water.
Yeah. And so they appreciate that, and they're taking the water from Rye Guy. And you got any crackers that you're giving out too?
I have some cooked salmon.
Oh, there you go. That's...
Probably salmon jerky by now.
All right.
About two fishes.
All right. So I'm gonna do a roll for. Okay, so it gets cold. The wind picks up, and it's a strong chill in the desert that night. Luckily, Renga and Dandy have each other for warmth. The manticore head seems to be blocking a lot of the sand from hitting him in the face.
You're damn right.
One of the other the couple that's with you, they set up their rickshaw kind of like sideways and pile up their goods beside it, so they have a nice cover from the wind, and they're doing pretty well. At the next morning, Pell wakes everyone up. He says, let's start off today with another stretch. So he goes into like a warrior 2 stance, and he starts doing another side stretch, getting it in. Goes with a sun salutation, and off you go. And it's not too long after this that you guys, thanks to Varys's corrections, you see this totem off in the distance. It's like this column of all these different faces, and as you get closer, you can hear this very distinctive like pitch coming from it. So like as the wind's blowing, it's activating this the one head. But as you get closer, well, roll investigation. Actually, roll history instead.
It's just a whistle in my head. My ears are ringing.
All right, so you get closer to the totem, and jeez, you
These are the worst rolls ever.
these different heads. The you see that there's like a hole that goes through each of them, and the wind is blowing through the head is what's causing the whistle. But each head is offset from the others, and the column's probably 25 feet tall. It's not very large around, but it's mostly made of stone. And you notice at the bottom there's a hole that's not really designed for the wind that goes all the way through. Mimi, can you roll a history check?
There's a hole at the bottom.
Yeah, it kind of goes all the way through. Like, so if you're looking at it. All right, so Mim, he sees this totem and he has this flash of when he was a lot younger. There was this toy that he used to own, or he knew someone that owned. That it looked similar to this. There was a bunch of heads stacked up, and as you would spin it, with the wind, you could hear the different pitches that would go through it, and if you would spin it around fast enough, you could hear all of the whistles at once.
I doubt he's going to share that with the group. He never shares anything.
It'll be in the book. Got my book.
All right, so Pell he kind of goes and finds the totem. He kind of feels like the head at the bottom, and he feels for the sun. And he's like, okay, this way. You guys want to do anything else with the totem? Just
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It whistles.
yeah, it
Blow it.
whistles.
I'm gonna play music in front of it and see if I can get it to unlock. I got a nat 1.
Okay.
What's wrong with your character? Is he ill?
Let's what's the song, Schnard?
Trying to think about what the worst song in the world is. I do she bangs,
Oh my
ooh
God.
baby, she moves, are you crazy? And then that's what I do, she bangs. I don't know the rest of the song.
Okay.
Now I'm mad because it didn't give me its secrets, so I'm gonna yell at it.
I'm casting a spell.
Oh.
All right. So what's that roll?
That's for wild magic.
Okay. The when you cast the detect magic, you're not picking up on anything very mystical, but like one of the top of the totem kind of stands out to you, like it almost as though it's made out of a specialized material, different than the rest of the totem. So
What?
Dandy screams at it. You
I yell
totem!
at something. You didn't share your secrets with me? You don't like my music? You don't think I'm good enough to go pro? You don't think I'm gonna make it in this business?
The screaming at the totem, it almost seems to like have this, like it sounds like it has really good acoustics, like the totem itself.
I want to leave the carved boar at it, so there'll be a whistle pig here.
Okay. So Mim, recalling the old toy, the bottom had a grip that made it a lot easier for spinning.
How big is this thing?
Like 25 feet tall, but it's not very big around. It's just a. So
wait, what is he now?
so
And
somebody
we can all grab it and spin it.
roll a strength check.
Me the
You want me to
gnome.
do it?
Roll an
If you-
intelligence
yeah,
check.
you do it, I'll do it.
Mim, you can roll an intelligence check.
Pretty good.
All right, so the hole at the bottom, it looks like it's meant to put some sort of like some wood or some sort of like a quarterstaff or something, something where you can get some leverage.
I have a javelin.
That'll work.
Alrighty. Who wants to get the other side?
I will.
All right, Dandy. Let's not. Actually, we can break the javelin. I don't really care. All right.
Any inspiration or
Hang on.
call upon Eldith?
I'm gonna
You go,
thank,
guys.
I'm gonna thank Dandy, and I'm gonna touch him on the shoulder and say, "Good luck, buddy."
Renga, why don't you go ahead and roll the dexterity check for your boar with a +1 because of the tool that you got from the Grouch on the ship.
Crouchman.
I can't remember his name.
Best damn boar ever.
Damn. That's quite the whistle pig you're leaving.
Hell yeah.
You want us to roll strength to try to move this?
Yeah. Murdrog.
Mudrug.
It's all Dandy. I'm just pushing my finger on his shoulder.
I also will add my inspiration, which is 1 side of 19.
Didn't you add a D6 for inspiration?
That's my inspiration, not the one I get from him.
Oh, the guidance. Okay. All right. So, this as you start to as you start to spin the column, Pell is like really startled because he's like double checking to make sure he knew which way he was pointing because it was all based on what the pillar was. And as it starts to grind, it feels as though it hasn't been rotated, possibly ever. And it takes a minute, and as you get going, you're able to overcome the initial part, and as it gets going, it kind of works some of the sand out of the cracks and starts spinning. And as it spins, you hear the different pitch from each of the heads, and you get going. You get going fast enough that you're hearing the different whistles, and you can start to feel like a resonance in the tower. And Mim tells you need to go just like a tad bit slower, and as you slow down, the resonance just starts to pick up and build and build and build and build, and then at the very top, the top head shatters, and there was something inside.
Oh, let's get it. Should I roll acrobatics to climb up there and get it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Acrobatics.
All right.
Guys, I didn't make it.
I'm getting this.
Jesus.
All right, Renga, let's hear it. Let's hear you scale this. How you scaling this 25-foot pole?
Well, I'm showing off. I'm doing one hand, 1 foot. One hand, 1 foot.
All right, so you get to the top, and you find this flask. It's got a cork in it, and there's a small journal, and it's kind of tied around it, the head of it.
Can I toss it down?
You want to toss it? This glass
Oh, it's
flask?
Danny can catch, right?
You could just carry
I highly
it.
don't
You could
recommend
put it in your gi.
Just
I
drink it.
mean, I suppose, yeah.
Drink all of it.
I suppose I can just carry it down, huh?
Yep.
Alright.
With a 25 acrobatics, oh yeah, you can. You can flip off the top, feather fall down.
I'm a fireman slide down it.
All right.
I hope there's people okay with us destroying the historical artifact.
It's
and looting it.
just the top of it. They still have a whistle tower. It's just missing the peak. All right. Your javelin survived, right, guy? And
Yeah.
you guys start venturing on to the next totem or the next landmark. You said this
Can I
one's
don't open this?
that's up to you. I mean, you want to open it? You want to read the journal? That's
Wait, is this
tied
like
to it.
Survivor? Should I do it by myself?
I haven't watched Survivor. I don't know the answer to
I
that.
watched it 20 years ago.
I'm gonna keep it to myself for now.
Are you gonna read it to
What?
yourself or just?
Let me read the journal. I'll buy the journal off you.
I'll read it tonight when everyone's sleeping.
I'll pay you 30 gold for the journal.
Wait, I gotta read it first, and then I'll sell it to you. I went up and got it.
Can your character even read?
All right, so after the totem, he explains that this is when the part of the trek gets a lot more dangerous as like you're heading into the dunes. The whistle totem is it approximately roughly marks the edge of the shifting sands that you're about to walk into. So the travel, he's a lot more careful about following like where the sun is and whatnot. But the dunes
I'll read it myself.
the dunes are a lot more a lot more treacherous, and they've had to abandon the rickshaw that they were pulling because it's absolutely useless in this terrain. So their trek has gotten a lot more challenging for the couple.
I'm not over encumbered. I'll offer to help carry some of their stuff for them.
All right. They will remember that.
Ooh, it's like a Telltale game. My relationship with that couple has changed.
Now pick which one of them lives.
Yeah, yet it has no bearing on the story because whichever one you choose to live, the other one always does. Not get into that. Anyways, you've made the journey quite a bit better for the couple, and as it's getting closer to nightfall, Pell is talking about how these sands have changed all the time, and before you rest, like you're resting right at the base of this huge dune that he's it's larger than any dune that he's walked over. So you might have to go around, or you can try and go up it, but you can figure that tomorrow. All right, so Constitution check for the day.
Oh, fuck.
Dandy helping with the supplies made that go a lot smoother. Mim and Varys are feeling the effects of the heat, like they're just.
Me helping them helped my journey go better?
No, I just rolled for that, like the
For the-
general
for the-
group, and they rolled well, so I just said
Nice.
that. I said you were responsible for it.
Yeah, boy.
All right, so this giant dune seems to be seems to be protecting you from a decent amount of the wind and helping with the chill a little bit as of the night. But Mim, when Mim wakes up, he finds that the dune has shifted down enough that he's almost completely under the sand from digging his way in to burrow. So, you guys want to help him out? Help him get out of the sand?
I want to read that thing first.
Alright, so Renga cracks open this journal and he starts reading it. And it seems to be it's a tale about this father who came across this flask, and he was always like he never wanted to open it until he could get somebody who could appraise it or whatnot. But then one day his son got a hold of it, popped open the cork, and this smoke just started billowing out, just like an insane amount of smoke, just so dense, and the son was scared, and the father heard the screams, but he couldn't find his way through the smoke, and he could hear his son's screams trail off as he must have just taken off scared, and he never saw his son again. But when he finally found the flask and was able to close it, he beside the flask he saw his son's favorite toy, this whistling stick that he used to spin and carry around everywhere. So he searched for his son for years, never found him. So he went into the desert and built this huge totem and hid the flask at the top, just as a monument to his son and a monument to everything his son loved, but also as a way to hide his son's death, essentially.
All right, I'll Mim. Once we get him unburied, I'd like to talk to him.
All right. Also,
I rolled a check to dig him out.
All right.
Okay, yeah, it's successful if you want to describe it.
I see the little Mim's been covered up, so I just do I grab my manticore headdress and just scoop up as much sand as it'll carry and throw it out of the way in one big scoop.
Nice. Also, there's a command word in the journal, and it's apparently in order to seal the bottle, you need the command word.
Wait, do I know it?
Yeah. I don't have one prepped, so whatever you want it to be.
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, there it is. And if you want to seal the bottle of smoke, you say mitochondria and close it.
All right. Mim, would you like this flask?
Yeah, sure.
How much?
20 gold.
What do you say?
20 gold.
20? Deal.
All right.
Can I run an Arcana check on the flask?
What do you know about flasks in your history? Mim probably could. Mim could probably do an Arcana check.
Do a history check on the flask.
Sure, go for it. Maybe your father has a history check? Oh boy. The flask is it's old. It's made of a type of wood that your father told you has been extinct for A long time.
Didn't you tell me to roll a history check?
No, an Arcana check. I said maybe Mim could roll an Arcana check.
I have a +3 in Arcana.
Oh, do ya? Roll an Arcana check. I don't know anything about a history of my magic item.
Now I have a shittier roll because I used it on a history.
Well, I'll let you. You can decide the history of the flask. You can tell me about why it was made. All right, so you're gonna go over the dune or around the dune? Over the dune, you're more likely to keep Pell on
Around
course.
the dune. If I've learned anything from Oregon Trail, you never ford the river.
But
Why don't we go through the dune?
but Pell has a bigger chance of getting lost if you go around the dune.
Yeah. Why don't we use your manticore and just scoop our way through it?
Or you want to dig your way through the dune, do a tunnel.
Fine then, let's climb the dune and watch how many people we lose, guys. Their deaths are on you.
That's all right. That's
The
more
death
rations for us.
No, I refuse to let you eat any of them who die.
I'm not gonna eat them.
He's gonna eat the rations and then strip.
I mean, you have Jero with you, so he probably thinks it's a good idea. Oh yeah, if we lose someone, oh too bad. Might as well not let the meat go to waste.
Nom nom.
Oh yeah, I forgot in this game I'm not a cannibal. Never mind.
You have one though. You have one on your team now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna cure him of cannibalism. This is like when it's a lady's dating an abusive man. I think I can change him. I can make him better.
All right. So as you're climbing up the dune, the sands start to shift and start to flow down. So make a dexterity save.
Oh, so the climbing the dune wasn't a good idea. Who'd have
We
thought?
don't know yet. Gotta see your rolls.
I died.
Oh my god!
Rengar was able to grab you and to keep you from going down, but you did lose.
Some health.
No, I'll say you lost two rations.
I'll say the rest of my salmon.
Yeah, you lost the rest of your salmon. Pretty sure it would have gone bad.
It was. I told you it's jerky salmon. Salmon jerky.
Fish jerky. I've never heard of that. I'll have to try it sometime.
All right, so go ahead and use up another. Let's just speed this along. Let's go ahead and use another 3 rations. We'll say that the next few days of travel went well, and the dunes almost seemed endless. Do Constitution checks just for how well. Rest of
Are we
the
seeing mirages yet?
Nah, you guys are doing all right. You guys are doing pretty well. The dandies and water skins went dry after a couple days, as well as anybody else's, unless.
I had 2.
I had 5.
Okay.
5 water skins went dry in that time. Everyone else
Well,
was
it's been
dead.
like 4 days.
I guess we can say that I was sharing with everyone else who definitely ran out days before me.
Varys?
All right. Okay, everybody. I got a couple jugs of water here. I'm gonna fill them up, and then you can all
Pray to
fill
Eldith.
fill your stuff back up. Okay.
Alright, so as the water started to go down, maybe before everything went empty, Varys sat everyone down in a circle. He laid out his jugs. He asked for everyone's water skins. And you wanna describe the spell at all?
So I cast the spell, and I give all the strangers of free water, but I have my Ruff Riders, they have to pat me on the head and tell me I'm a good boy if they want any water from me.
Renga?
It's more of a tongue in cheek kind of thing, just like
Renga, you
wink
giving
at
him a pat on the head?
Good boy.
All right.
Renga gets it. We're
Renga gets
buddies.
his
We're
water
friends
back.
now.
Mim?
I'll do it.
Mim gives you a little
Scrubs-
scratch behind the
Yeah, he
ears.
scrubbs my head, so I spill a little bit of his water on the floor. But he still has his his skin filled back up.
Okay.
And Dandy, I just give him some water and tell him just don't play a song in the next day. And
Ooh. Ooh. Silencing the bard for the water.
he
Wait,
was away
what?
from his computer.
He was saying he'll give you water, but not if you play a song.
Wait, not if I what?
Play a song after
I said
your
it-
performance.
I said you can have some water, just don't play a song in the next day.
All right. We're fighting.
I was waiting for it to kick in. I'm just ribbing. This is Varys ribbing.
Okay. So we're about to PvP up in this bitch. You weren't even ready.
Dandy, it probably would have been more effective to do the intimidation check.
Why? I was just gonna fight him.
Anyways, so the dunes that they've been going on for days. You finally start to notice some rocky terrain, like some like different like types of pillars and stuff standing, and Pell kind of describes to you what he's looking for, but you don't seem to notice the stones that he's talking about in this area.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
lost.
Varys, roll a religion check.
Yay!
All right, so there seems to be, like, as you're getting closer to the stones, there's a little bit more vegetation, not much, but there happens to be there's a seemingly, like, it's almost like this lone cactus, just a small sprout out of the ground, and as Varys walks by it, it kind of like there's a flower on it that starts to bloom, and as he walks past, like, the flower seems to almost recede, so it kind of points as a beacon towards where you need to go.
The flowers pointing me, or are you
Yeah, so
calling
like
me cactuses?
like as you walk by it, like it blooms and then recedes based on where you're looking at. So it kind of guides you, and
All right.
you know that Eldith is communicating to you even in this land that's completely void of the groves and everything that she believes.
First thing I do is I'm gonna go up to Pell and 1, show him this flower, and then 2, tell him to start figuring out what
You're
the
gonna
fuck.
Wait,
we're-
you're gonna
he's
show
blind?
you're gonna show this blind man the flower.
Oh, he's
Hey,
I
check
take
this
I
out.
take his hand. I take his hand. Make him pat me on the head, and then I have him touch the
You
flower.
take his hand and you put it on your waiter.
Which head?
All right, so you start seeing the stones, and he says that you're there. He says you're at the walking stones, and you realize that the walking stones they don't actually move, but the idea is that they actually look like people walking. But they're so weathered and worn that they're like they barely look humanoid.
Artists will make
Oh, that didn't work.
So he kind of describes the stone that he's looking for. It's just seems to be. Most of the stones seem to describe what he's just like what he's looking for, but it has kind of a slightly different stance.
I think I found it, everybody. It's over here.
All right, so you guide him over to it,
Pell.
but he's like, oh yeah, I always thought this one was weird, but that's not quite the one I'm looking for. Oops. But this the one that you just found though, it seems like this one looks a little bit more detailed than the others. I mean, it's still weathered. All the edges have been rounded and whatnot, but it looks like there's still a leather. There's still like a leather like belt around it with something hanging off the belt, just like this tube.
This is made of stone, though.
Yeah. Around this stone figure, there's a leather belt with a tube off of it.
But like the belt isn't really leather; it's all stone.
No, the belt is actually
A real
leather.
belt. Oh, okay. So we can investigate this tube.
Yeah. All right, so you pop it open, and inside there's a piece of paper, but it seems pretty brittle. Like it seems like it's been there. It's pretty old, but like as you pull it out, you see that it's a scroll.
Can I read it? What kind of language?
You know, I buy it off you.
Well, what is with you with buying shit? Why don't you just look at it, man? Why can't have a look at it? You're the
Oh,
scholar
okay.
here. Huh?
Thank you. Very kind.
All right, so when Mim looks at it, he recognizes it as a spell for like a reverse petrification. Like it's for like turning something back into. Like it's a really specific spell, but it's one that's what it would be for. But
Maybe we should use it on some of these humanoid-looking rocks.
so as as everyone's kind of looking around for the stone that Pell described, and you hear the beginnings of a scream, but it gets cut off.
Oh God.
Nothing to see here.
I guess should we do insight to see where it came from, or
Well, let's ask the blind man. He's got good hearing.
He says it came from over here.
It was Wenga.
I did not scream.
Well, let's go investigate. Okay.
Roll initiative. Oops. Oh my god, I don't have my dice. What the hell kind of dungeon master am I? Alright. Let's do this reveal.
guys? I think we're fighting one of those snakes that turns you into stone. The important thing is look it in the eyes when you fight it.
Alright, well, I can't make it look under this rock, but it's coming out from under this rock.
Oh
Which
my.
rock?
Ooh, it's an endangered species. Don't kill it.
Tell that to the manticore's dome I got on my head.
All right. Roll. Wow. All right. Renga, what do you want to do?
I wanna. Is everyone gonna come over here?
I'm kind of with you.
I'm gonna, defend anything that comes at Varys.
All right.
Prepare.
All right. So, Dandy.
Tim's dying.
Yeah, the sand got to Mim a little bit there.
Sorry, my milk was done. I had to go rinse my cup out.
Done as in you finished it, or done as in expired?
Yeah, I drank it all. I have to finish my milk because it's gonna go bad in a couple of days. So I have to eat cereal and drink it and shit. It's gross. Where's the enemy? I don't see him yet.
To the east, to the right, and down a
You
little
could
bit.
just, you could
I
just
know
wait
which
it
direction.
out.
Damn it!
Well, it might not actually be east. That's why
It's up
I
here.
changed it. Not because east is to the right, but just I made that assumption.
All right. Is that him? He's like, well, basilisks are snakes. Right? He has legs. He has buckler legs.
Damn it. I was going to do something and I forgot. I was going to make it so Dandy you heard the pitter-patter of 8 legs.
Oh, you're gonna try to.
I was going to try and fake you out and think it was a spider. I thought of it last night and then just slipped my mind. Damn it. All right, whatever. I'm going to be frustrated for this battle. I'll probably kill one of you guys.
I am gonna go. I'm gonna do. Is this creature? If I mocked it, would it understand, or does it not have that ability?
It looks a little wild for that to work.
So they probably can't laugh either.
Probably not.
Is it considered a beast?
I didn't prepare to speak with animals for today, guys, so I can't try to talk it out of attacking us.
It's too bad.
Is each cube is
5 feet.
is 5 feet, right?
Yeah. So he's kind of peeking out of his cave, but he's not all the way out.
Oh, so he's actually under that rock there?
Yeah, I could make him look like he's under the rock, but I don't really want to.
No, that's fine.
There we go.
All right. I was gonna try to go up here and do thunder wave, but if only his head's out, that probably won't work. There's probably no way for me to do it without hurting my teammates. I'm gonna do this instead.
All right, that's a hit. See, this is why I didn't want to do it, because I can't click on him.
Yeah, we can see teleport.
Do you remember this spell? You want me to read it to you again?
I think I remember it for the most part. I'm just double checking see if there's any resistances, because I've been skipping on that a little bit. All right, so you get the idea. He's under the rock. I'm gonna change the rock because I can't click on him. All right, Varys, you're up.
Can I do a check? Would that count as like I want to see if I can know anything about this basilisk? Like, would that be something like animal handling or?
Probably a survival check would
But
make
would
the
that
most
like
sense.
would that get rid of my turn though? Like if I'm just trying to scope them out,
No.
see if there's any,
No, I'll say it's like a bonus action, so it'd use up your bonus action.
see if there's anything we can learn about this beast.
So, so you see that one of your one of the members from your traveling group, you recognize that she seems to be like solidifying, like her scream got cut off because she like physically like couldn't scream anymore, and you see her and she's like still kind of struggling against it, but you can see like her skin starting to change to stone, and you gather that this beast has something to do with that.
And I'm gonna share that information with everybody. Be cautious.
Give you a scroll.
A scroll?
Your
Yeah, but
scroll.
you have it. Yeah, but you have it now.
I don't win. I give it back to you. How did you add it?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how to cast that spell, so.
Well, we might as well wait until we're done fighting this bird before we use it in spells like that.
Bird.
This bird. Like, is it
Okay,
an old woman?
actually, as you say that, there you hear this screech, like, and this survival check, Varys recognizes the screech as the screech of a vulture, but it sounds a lot bigger than any vulture he's heard before, and it seems as though the vulture's has waits around this basilisk for prey, trying to get to it before it turns to stone.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I am going to. This basilisk is out of the rock enough that I can hit it with the spell, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
that's a hit. Oh boy. All right, Mim. You're a little far back, but
Alright. Give it up.
Kevin,
yeah.
it says on a hit, the target takes the damage, and then the next attack roll made against it has advantage.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that in there because I don't think
Good to know.
we've ever done that.
Let me do it. Let me attack. That hit?
No. Tides of Chaos?
Yeah, I guess so.
That is a hit. All right. Everyone make a Constitution save. Or not you, Mim. You're too far away.
Alright.
All right. So So Renga, you in preparing for this basilisk to come at you, you started like you were looking at its eyes to try and read where its next move was, but it kind of locks onto your eyes and you start to feel its gaze, and you instantly start to feel your movement to become a little bit more stiff, and so like you're feeling like you start feeling it with your arm like starting to like lock up, like, and you look at your skin and it's starting to turn rough. And the basilisk is coming at you. So make an attack, but it's gonna have disadvantage. Or wait, actually probably not. You probably can't make an attack. Yeah, you can't make an attack. Sorry, it's the gaze is restraining you. All right, so it's gonna attack with advantage. Where's my dice? Gets a +5 to this. All right, that's a hit. Alright, so you're going to take 10 damage, and then as its teeth sink into you, you can feel the poison start to set in. So take another 10.
At least it was me.
All right. So then you hear the scraw from the vulture as it comes down, because I'm sure that's what vultures sound like. And Dandy, it's coming at you. It has a plus something. +4. So it's coming in with his beak. And that's a miss. And then it comes in with its talons. And that's a +4 as well. So that's a hit. So. Alright, so Rengar, make another Constitution save. No, not Dandy. You take 8 damage. All right, so Rengar, you're able to, like, you feel the stone setting in, but then you're able to break it free. So you kind of pull like a, and you hulk out, and like the stone breaks apart, and you're good to go. But it does it at the end of your turn, so you're good to go, but you can't attack. Sorry, bro. And so Dandy, make a Constitution save.
Can I just use the one that I rolled when I wasn't supposed to?
Yeah, yeah, you might as well. Makes sense. Okay, what do you want to do? You got this vulture that just.
Is this vulture above me, or is it like landed?
I'm gonna say it's in reach. It's kind of You know, because like even though it's turn based, you know, it's meant to all be like flowing, so it's still like coming at you with its talons and beak and stuff, trying to get you.
Well, what I meant more was, would I provoke an attack of opportunity if I moved here?
No, no. All right. 15-foot cube. What do I do? A saving
Yeah, I want to do
throw?
them both with a little bit of it. And I have to do verbal and like somatic components. The verbal component is thunderstruck, and then the somatic components are that I do jazz hands.
All right. The basilisk failed it. Vulture gets a +2. The vulture passed it.
Okay, well I still do 2d8. It's just the bird will get half of the damage. You want me to do it as one roll?
Yeah. It's all about how powerful your jazz hands were.
Yeah. I just figured that'd be the fairest way to do it. Do both, and then the bird will get less than the other thing.
And it's also going to notify anything within 300 feet.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, let's do that. Let's just let everything come get us.
All right. Varys, make a Constitution save.
Oh.
All right. So,
Don't forget the basilisk is moved.
was it 10 feet?
Can't wait for me, Blizzard Man.
Who's next? Okay. I am going. Hey, Kevin, did we say I can smack somebody with my mace and cast a spell?
Yeah, because it's a bonus action. So your action would be your.
All right, hang on here.
So you give him a little boop.
Boop him on the snoot.
I kind of always pictured you doing it with like the handle, you know, just kind of like.
Well, I'm gonna tap him. What is that? What did we say? It's like half of it or something?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do the half after the proficiency, because it seems pretty powerful right now. So.
So, what is it? 4?
So yeah, we'll say 4. Yep, Rengar, you'll heal by 4. And what do you want to do for your turn, Varys?
I'm gonna cast aid.
Is that the one that takes 10 minutes?
Wait, no, that I only did that once. I think this one's. No, it's just one action. It's the one that bolsters HP.
Just kill this lizard thing.
You want
He
me to
did it
kill
as
the
a
lizard
bonus
thing?
action. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather just keep you alive. I was hoping Mim could kill it.
We know he's going after the vulture, obviously, because it makes.
All right.
Come on.
All right. Well,
A
he
vulture
died.
to a gnome is a terrifying thing. A giant vulture could probably pick up a gnome, you know, like and fly off at them.
Hilarious.
I think that targeting a vulture from a gnome's perspective would be a very rational thing.
Well, instead, since
I know that
Rengar
halflings
wants-
have like a terrible fear of like eagles and giant birds of the sort, just because of that very thing. Like,
Rengar seems like he wants to die, so I'm just gonna cast Guiding Bolt again at the basilisk.
Nothing's gonna kill me if you kill it. I'm not afraid of this vulture. Just
Alright.
don't want to be stoned.
all right, what's the damage on that? That's a hit. All right, kill him blow.
I summon a thundercloud, and it brings down a bolt of lightning, and he just goes up in sparks.
Yeah.
And it showers all over Rengar's Eve. He looks like he's got pixie dust all over him and blood.
What?
Are you gonna save? Did you destroy the skull? Because I feel like you might have someone who might want the skull.
Yeah, the skull's gone. It's
Oh.
disintegrated.
What?
Those basilisk guys, you could have
Just from
sold them on the
Actually-
black market. but-
Actually, you know what? There was a skull, and I walked up and stomped on it.
Ooh.
it has fangs. If you don't think I'm coming for those fangs, you don't even know.
All right,
There's a fang left.
all right, Mim, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this massive bird. Man-sized bird.
It is a giant vulture, so it probably could pick you up. Just saying.
Try and ride it.
I think that's a hit. That's a hit. Ooh, cold damage.
Brrr. It chilled it to its hollow bones.
You can see his icicles dripping off its beak. Alright. It sees you cast this, and it comes at you.
No.
Make a dexterity save. It's coming in for a grapple. Let's see what's the strength on this. +2. Ooh.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so the vulture comes in, it grabs a hold of you with its talons, and starts to pick you up. Starts to fly. And it pecks you once with its beak. And it has advantage on this.
It hurts, but it's also refreshingly cool.
Alright, so beak 2d4 plus 2. Ooh, that didn't work.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no damage because the DM didn't type it right. Alright, take 8 damage, Mim, and you're being carried. Alright, Renga. There's a bird flying away with your good old buddy, Mim. You gonna do anything?
Yeah, I want to try and lasso him
Lasso.
with my rope. explorer's
Ooh,
pack.
lasso. That's probably a dexterity check. Alright, so dexterity save would be, that's +0. So here we go. Alright, so you get a hold of him. So you got the giant vulture in your ropes. You're keeping it from flying away, so it's still flapping. And you're holding on. Your feet are kind of sliding a little bit. Mim, I don't know how you want to describe yourself being held in its talons. If you're just kind of hanging out or flailing or...
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. So you've got it under control, but haven't been able to bring it down to the ground. So who do we got next? Dandy, you're up.
So he has it so it won't fly further away, but he hasn't brought it down yet.
Correct.
Hey, remember that crossbow with the grappling hook and the 50-foot rope I have?
Okay.
I want to do it. What do you want me to roll to do this?
I mean, it'd be a dexterity for the shot.
Just a regular dexterity roll, or like?
I don't think you're proficient with crossbows, are you?
I actually don't know what proficiencies bards have. Is it not? It's not martial proficiency.
Probably is actually. Yeah, if you have martial, Martial ranged.
Because I have rapier. I know that I. Well, is that a simple? That's a simple weapon, isn't it?
No, but it's also a melee weapon. It's kind of split into like martial ranged, martial. Just do a dexterity check. I don't think you get proficiency with it. I mean, if you keep using it, I'll let you have proficiency with it. But ooh,
Jesus!
your shot's wide. Varys.
I am gonna
You
take
don't
out.
cast guiding bolt.
Huh?
You don't cast guiding bolt on it.
Oh boy.
All right, so it's got a little bit of height up to it, so it's probably
It still has mim.
it's probably
in it.
15 to 20. Yeah, I'll say it's 15 to 20 feet up.
Is mim still in his?
Yeah. Mim's still being carried by it.
Okay.
Rengar's holding on to the rope.
I'm positioning myself right underneath him, in attempts to catch him if he falls.
Okay.
And I'm shouting up at him. It's gonna be okay, Mim. I'll catch you. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm afraid to throw a javelin because it might go through you, but I prepare myself. And I'm gonna, while I'm down there, I say, "Don't worry, I'll give you some aids." And I'm gonna give Dandy, Rangon, Mim an extra 5 HP.
Okay.
You should word that differently, please.
All right. So Mim, you're gonna have disadvantage on any sort of spell casting, I think.
Don't you have a melee weapon?
Oh, you do have your Sylvia's staff that has the the elemental touch.
I'm gonna touch him all over.
That is a miss.
Go.
You missed a bird that's holding you.
Come on, he's being shaken and grabbing the talons. Like, it's not that unreasonable.
My bad. I should have held him a little more steady.
Did I say you could use that staff as a bonus action, Mim? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say you can if you want to. You just poke him, and it does.
Makes it afraid of you.
What's it do? Like a one? I think I said it does a 1d8. Cause what does chromatic orb do? Like 3d8, right?
Yeah.
I think it would just made it a 1d8. So if you want to poke it with your staff and roll a 1d8. All right. What element are you doing?
Oh,
All right. So you're gonna keep trying to chill this dude, and he's feeling it. he's you can see the ice start to form on the feathers, and it's starting to lose a little bit of its height. But it's still gonna peck at you. So it gets a plus. Actually, 4. So. Alright, it's a critical hit, so...
Oh my god, you rolled nat 20s like 3 times.
Yeah, man.
Did you program this to give you better rolls?
Yeah, I needed to make it more even after the last battle where you made that guy laugh on the ground for like 4 rounds of combat as you were punching him.
Those are your rolls. You can't put that on me.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, roll 20. This is not working for me. I need you to switch this up because it's making my stuff unbalanced. 14 damage, Mim.
Oh, it was next known mid.
I don't think that kills him, does it?
Yeah.
Rengai, you're up. You can do a strength check. Try and pull him down if you want.
Yeah.
I'll say
No.
I'll say you have advantage because of all the cold damage.
Yeah.
All right, so you're able to pull him down. So he's still kind of struggling, but he can be reached from the ground. Dandy.
He can be reached from the ground now.
Yeah, and you still got your parasol, so it's still.
I'm gonna stab him with my umbrella rapier.
You have advantage. All right. Killing blow. Let's hear it.
Maybe, yeah, it is.
He had 1 hit point, so.
Well, I take out my umbrella and I twirl it around above my head, and then I go, "Have at ye, villain!" And the bird just looks at me because he probably has never seen an umbrella because it doesn't rain much in the desert. Although I guess people might use them like parasols to keep the sun out of their eyes. Either way, I stab it, but he's still not facing me, so I stab it right up his cloaca.
All right, and Varys, you want to describe how you catch Mim as he comes down?
I brace for the fall and I catch him, but I catch him upside down, so his legs are at my head. And his down.
Jesus.
And then I gently stick his head in the sand or whatever the dirt.
All right, boys, well done.
Dun, 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 dun.
I would like a feather.
All right, you can add as many
What if I did-
feathers as you want.
I'm gonna put it in my bandana.
All right.
They're frozen. You can stack
Hey.
them like popsicles.
Can we use this spell?
They're not going
to
to be
turn
frozen
this
for a long time, but it will be a refreshing for your travel into the as you venture forth because they are cold.
Can someone use the spell to turn this lady back into a person, or is she already done?
Wait, should we use it on her or like this person? Over here?
It's up
Was
to
there a
you.
limit to how many times we can use it?
It is limited.
Well, who can we? She's one of our group. Who is this other person?
Here, I'll
We
move
don't know.
I'll move the bodies out of the way.
Well, what was she doing for the group? She's just along for the trip or what?
Yeah, she's just along for the trip. She's a random citizen.
What is the stranger done for our group? He's probably a fucking
We don't
rapist. You're not
know.
throwing him out the way.
Wait, you
How
got a
good?
thing for this woman? You don't like snuggle with me?
Is the woman single? Woman married?
It's not the one who's part of the couple. It's the other traveler.
I just think we shouldn't be in the habit of letting our travel companions die. I guess I'm a fucking weirdo. Like, why don't we just kill the rest of the group too? How about that?
Well, what if this guy's like a beast? He
Well,
looks like a
he
beast.
said
Look at
it's
that
limited.
pose.
They didn't say how much is limited. Let's do both. None of us need it because we didn't get turned to stone, so we're good.
What if we run
Okay.
into another basket that's 10 feet down the road?
What?
Another basket that's like 10 feet down the road.
Well, don't look into its eyes. That's all I know.
All right, so who has the spell? Rye guy?
I want
Yeah.
to save this woman.
All right. So you go over and you begin reading the spell, and you can feel the paper in your hands start to turn to stone, as you can see the life come back into her limbs. So she will remember that. And the scroll, even though it's turning to stone, it looks as though it might have another use left in it. So
Now you can go free that creeper if that's what you want to do.
all right, so by this stone, like, so here, oh, sorry. So there's a stone here, and it seems to be, it looks almost like the figure of a woman, and it's cowering, and it looks like she's got her arm over her chest, and she like is making some sort of gesture with her hand, and then this other statue. It looks like it's a little bit. It's pretty weathered, but he looks like he was a pretty strong dude, and it looked almost like he was reaching down to the woman.
Wait, can he use his "What Women Want" medallion? Do they have thoughts?
I think they're stone. They probably don't have thoughts.
Only one way to find out.
I use my What Women Want medallion.
All right, everyone describe their thoughts. The woman that you just saved, she's giving you the eye. She's kind of like thinking like, oh, I've never been with a
Elf
a
before.
cleric before. Full of life. Full of, All right, what's everyone else's thoughts?
I'm thinking about the lyrics to Big Papa. I like it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you are a true player.
You're gonna walk by him and call him Big Papa as you pass Varys, just to kind of let him know.
No, that's my thought.
I know Varys just heard it. Like,
do I know he's here? He's listening to my thoughts. I
don't know. I don't know if he knows. I don't know if you know that. Probably not. I don't know how much it was explained. Probably it was explained. He might not have told you he was activating it.
Yeah, that's probably more like what I don't know. He's doing it now.
All right. So Varys, if you want to let Dandy know and call him Big Papa as you pass, that's just fine.
I whisper in his ear, Daddy.
All right.
I'm not gonna follow.
Rengar, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about how funny it was when Mim was dangling in the vulture's claws, talons, whatever.
All right, Mim, what were you thinking about?
What's up?
What were you thinking about? Varys just cast Read Minds, so he's reading your thoughts.
I think about how I'm gonna write in my book about how you defeated these creatures.
Okay, right on. Yeah, and you don't hear anything from the stone.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm gender biased, but it does look like this dude is a creepy, scary man reaching down to her, and she looks like she's afeared.
I don't think we should waste the last spell on.
The basilisk is dead. There's no one else to use it on.
These might not even be people.
What if we need it again?
I'm sure that by some narrative device we'll find another one. It's just...
Come on. You don't know why that got... Ugh.
I'm a performer. Stories are... I believe everything's a story.
All right.
Why do you think that stone had the scroll on him?
Wait, which one had it on him?
The dude.
All right. We're going to vote right now. This guy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mim?
That's 2, and you have the scroll. That might be enough for...
All right, fuck it. We're Kali Ma. That's the spell, by the way. Hey, he looks just like me. It's my twin.
So, So as you cast it, the scroll that you're holding begins to turn more to stone, and it crumbles in your hand, and the you slowly see the life start to come back to the statue, but you realize that all of the weather and wear and tear from the elements is also coming back to him. So his face is like, his nose is like completely worn back, and you can see that he's like slightly deformed, like his skull and his shoulders, and like it's almost like extra smooth because everything's been worn out, and his hand that he was reaching for, the fingers are only like nubs of the former self because of the weathering of the sands, like hitting him for years and years and years. And but as he snaps back, it almost seems as though like almost no time has passed for him. So he's like, "Boo! Oh no, it's eyes! What? Who are you?"
Stay calm, Winsk.
Winsk. It's Winsk.
Winsk. Sir Winsk, we have freed you from your stone slumber.
He looks confused, and he's like, he reaches for the scroll. He reaches for his pouch, and he pulls it out, and he sees that it's empty, and he like, no, and he kind of crumbles to the ground. Oh, by the way, his armor and stuff was all worn away by the sand, so he's naked, and it looks as though the weathering wasn't very good for his endowment, if you were wondering.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just phalanges for you. It's rough on. It's erosion's rough on him. So he kind of falls, holds his nubby fingers to his mind, and he begins to feel his face, and his jaw line is like a shadow of its former self. It's kind of giving him a bit of an overbite. It's a little gnarly, and but he reaches for the stone woman's hand, who's kind of cowering, and he's like she was doing like a sign for him, like just like a love you Winsk sort of thing is what she was doing. But she didn't have quite as much erosion, so you could still see it because she was cowering in the rocks. So, what do you want to do?
Wow, we definitely should have done that guy first.
Why?
Instead of this whore you've been sleeping with, Dandy.
No, I was the one that saved the whore.
I would have rather just left both of them stone. It sounds like they're better off that way. I'm going to chop off the legs of the basilisk, and I want to make shoes out of them.
Okay.
What should I roll for that?
He has to roll to
I
make sure they're
have
good
no
shoes.
idea.
I want to make shoes to give, because that way it has 8 legs. I can make 4 pairs of shoes for a group for people whose shoes are starting to wear down.
You give him to Joel because he was such a great help during that fight.
Oh, I forgot about Giroux.
Yeah, where the hell is Giroux? He's supposed to be my new sidekick, part-time cannibal, and he's not doing anything.
So as he comes up, he tells you that he's hungry. He's feeling the hunger set in.
I'll give him a pickle.
He's like, that's not the sort of hunger I need.
I will. I'll cook him up a piece of basilisk.
He wants a human.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Giroux.
well, here's the thing, Giroux, you knew what this was. So if you're gonna be a baby about it, go home.
All right. He's gonna roll a Constitution check.
Go home if you can't pass the squeak trials.
Yeah, Maze Runner.
So he's chewing on the scorched basilisk. He's able to keep it down, but he doesn't look very happy about it.
Don't worry, we'll find some.
I'll give him a. I have this sturdy potion. I'll give it to him to help him get through. Or wait, that's not what a sturdy potion does, is it?
I don't think so.
Oh, hold on. I got a spell that'll give him more constitution.
He's doing fine eating the basilisk. He's just not happy about it.
All right, well, I'm going to play him a song to inspire him to be the best him he can be.
Meanwhile, Pell found the walking stone that he was looking for, and he heard some fighting and whatnot, but he doesn't really know what happened. All right, let's hear the song. It's got to be something from America, I feel.
From, like, the band America?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, oh, what was that song that they did?
Oh my
Horse
God.
horse with no name.
No, I'm talking about their best song.
Well, Raga got the one I was thinking of.
The point of no return, or that's Kansas. Never mind. Yeah, I guess I'll do. I've been through the desert on a horse named Giro.
Hang
I
on.
want to make it feel included.
Wait a second. Is Dandy playing a song?
Ooh.
What the fuck did I tell you about playing for a day? As he's playing, I slap his water skin off his. But it still retains most of the water.
It's a hit. Oh.
I'll take the 4 damage, but I'm casting hold person on Dandy.
Oh, how dare you!
Oh boy. All right. He's letting you calm down. All right. So you want to do anything with this whole setup I gave you with Winsk?
Yeah, I do, but I want to make shoes for the group first. For our people.
Probably a survival check.
All right, we'll assume it's a minute later when this spell wears off.
Yeah, you calm down.
They're pretty bad shoes, guys. They're not good. They're not good shoes.
You just kind of cut off the feet and like rip the bone and just like.
I don't even cure it. It's just still wet inside. Like, here, it'll keep your feet cold. There's still goo in there.
All right.
Yeah. What do we want to do? Talk to Winsk, or are we going to put him out of his misery, or?
Talk to him?
Yeah. Hey, do we know his name's Winsk? We don't yet, do we?
Who are you guys? I'm Winsk.
Oh, hi, Winsk. I'm Dandy. And we're the Ruff Ryderz with a Y and a Z. And 2 F's in Ruff.
He kind of coughs and like almost like dust comes out. He's like, "Do you have any water?"
Yeah, I'll give him one of my skins.
So he starts to drink it, but then it starts to like kind of dribble out the sides because it looks like he's not used to this new form.
What?
Like
water hasn't always been liquid?
No, to him it's been instant, but his jaw is all weathered back, so he's got like an overbite and whatnot. So like he tries to drink it like he normally would, but all the weathering from being a stone for who knows how long.
Okay. Well,
but
hey,
he drinks it. He
spilling
appreciates it. Like,
be careful with spilling that water. It's hard to come by because the person who gives it to us is a total deeber.
all right. So is he coming with you? Or are you sending him here? Leaving him here?
I'm gonna talk to him a bit more. Wince, what were you up to out here?
He's like, I came to save my boo. She was part of an adventuring group that came, and one of them made it back, and I heard a rumor about them being turned to stone. So I searched far and wide for a spell so I could save her, and I finally found one after years of searching. And just as I was about to give it to her, that beast came.
Well, if it makes you feel better, it's dead. I'll show him one of the pairs of shoes I haven't distributed yet.
Hey, Dandy, since he doesn't have any pants, you could give him one of the shoes as like a loincloth, like a.
Oh no, I have a better idea. I'll cut the tail, and I'll skin the tail into two long strips, and then use another strip of like its back to tie the tail around his waist like a loincloth.
There you go.
Do you want me to roll survival to do that?
No, I think you'll be able to make a loincloth just fine.
It's moist on the inside. That's a special gift for him.
Great. All right, Pell says you really should get going because he knows which way to walk now.
How does he even know where we're going?
He found the walking stone that he was looking for. It's a gesturing in the direction that he wants to go.
Oh, you're talking about Pell.
Yeah,
I think
Pell.
Wind.
No, Winsk is crying. He's wasting
You want me
more
to
water.
break his girlfriend's like rocks so that he doesn't have to worry about it anymore?
Yeah, you could do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It's sad. Should I
Wince,
carry her?
would you like to come with
How
us?
did she?
I mean, for a stone, she'd be pretty heavy.
Can we just drag her? It's sand, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could. It'll slow you down. You could totally do it.
Can I use my amazing feather token to
No.
make that swan boat and put her
No,
on the swan?
That will not work. This is not the time. Will be a time, possibly, for that. This is not that time.
The beast has awoken.
Yeah, eyes
All
turn
right,
red, writing all over.
I'll tell him, hey, Wince, we're gonna be heading out of here to continue our travels. You're welcome to come with us, and we'll help you find another copy of that spell to save your lady friend there.
But if
He seems like he's not. Your words don't really seem to be affecting him right now. He's grieving pretty hard.
if you would like to stay here, we do have a cannibal who is more than happy to
Oh,
feast.
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah, you can't have that. That was something.
I was gonna try to intimidate him, but it didn't work.
All right. So it looks like
Did I
Winsk is
stop
staying
the
behind.
Fails.
What is that? I can't read it.
Oh, he's doing calm emotions.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. All right. You call he seems like much more relaxed about it, and he goes up to the statue and kisses it, and you guys venture forth, following Pell off. Yeah, I don't have any more water. Sorry, kiddo.
Hey, Damien. Damien.
Hi, Damien.
Oh, you guys are really little on the bottom of the screen here.
Odin says hi.
Oh, there's a cat.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a schnurr dog.
Damien.
Oh, there's a schnurr dog. He doesn't look like a dog at all, does he? He doesn't look like a dog at all. What is he doing? Oh, there's a cat. There's a schnurr.
Odin!
There's a cat. Oh, there's a schnurr. He's coughing.
Oh, I'm pissing the cat off.
Oh, boy. All right. You venture forward. Do. Oh, I didn't grab Winsk. Oh well, I'll get him later. Alright, so Pell guides you, seeming without any more incident, and you come across this. There's this like sword sticking out of the ground, and as you get closer, ooh, thank you. As you get closer, you realize that it's not actually a sword. It's a snake that's been shaped to look like a sword. Not a real snake, but a statue of a snake. Mim, make a history check, and Rye Guy, make a religion check. All right, so you recognize this symbol as a as a follower of Eldith. This was one of the gods that you were kind of warned about. It's the god Tahir, and he's a god of darkness and poison. But Pell says that you're at the spot, and there's, but he also says that he's not quite sure how it activated, because when he came up, it was automatic, and there's an inscription on the snake, but it's not a language you recognize. But you go and you try to sound it out, and it sounds like, in your flipping urban rat, yep.
Play it in reverse.
And reverse it.
No.
All right, so anyone want to investigate or anything else? All right, so Mim is able to he's able to comprehend this language, and it's an old one. It's only spoken by the Minaj tribe, and it essentially says you need to like bend it, turn it, twist it maybe, and reverse it. And so you find your way, and you find out like where the snake bends, and you twist its head, and you start to crank it. And as you crank it, like the stand starts to. Oh my goodness!
Hey, Vise. Vise. Where are you? Yeah?
Oops, that's off center.
Yeah, I'm here.
You cast that healing spell. It takes 10 minutes, and 10 minutes now it's healed.
I don't have it ready. It's not ready.
Dang it.
All right, so as you like, I'm assuming everybody's on this thing. It's a big old elevator. Pell's like, hooray, we figured out how to work it.
All aboard the Pony Express.
Investigation roll.
Dandy, it's an elevator. It seems by twisting this snake after solving the language barrier is going to lower you down into a cave.
I'm gonna break the sword so that no one can ever go down again.
Really?
I'm not actually gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm not actually gonna do that.
Okay, because you're cranking it around, so it's like you guys are kind of like doing it. So if you broke it, you wouldn't
Come
really-
with us. I don't want to leave. Dro.
Yes, they're all aboard.
Okay.
Varys too. He's coming. I'm assuming.
Is he? He doesn't trust his god.
All right. So as you are descending down, the sand is kind of pouring in like from around the edges. But then as you reach like the top of the cave, the sand like falls off, and the light that you're casting down, like you can see all of these elves like kind of hiding from the light, like they're all just kind of cowering and like looking up, but they can't really make anything out. And it lowers down and it stops, and then there's another platform that goes around, and it looks like it hasn't been used. And Pell, even though he's blind, he seems to know the way and starts walking down around the path. And as you like step off, the elevator like goes back up, like it starts rising again, and there's a mechanism right there, so you can crank it down and have the elevator come back down. But as it seals off, like it takes your eyes a moment to adjust, as like there's no longer a source of light, but that's when like you see it, like all this moss that's growing all over this cavern. It's just it's glowing, like it's emitting this light. It's not like a real bright light, but it's enough to, you can see like this huge open area. You can see like these people just living peacefully, and like they're and it looks like you interrupted some sort of gathering that they were doing. It looked like they were in the middle of some sort of taught exercise. Want me to just keep going?
I don't know. Do they pay attention to us? Do they even care?
Yeah, they totally know you're there, because like you coming down like shined all this light in. It was like blinding to them. So they're like all about it. But then you can hear some whispering. Is that Pell? Is that Pell? All right, let's hear this. Let's hear the song.
Well, since we just opened up the sky to them, I do. Here comes the sun. Do, do, do. Here comes the sun. And I say it's all right. I do that one.
All right, so like it's been a while since they've ever heard a song like that, and like this sort of music coming the same time like this sun shines in, and they see Pell returning one of their own. But as they're coming down, like a couple of them run up and like to hug Pell, and they seem confused, and they're like, "Are you blind? Like, what happened? What happened?" And he starts telling them about how it set in just a few days after he left the cave. He said that the sun was it was too much after living in darkness for so long. But it seems like this group is incredibly welcoming. They're like, welcome to the cave, and they're approaching you for hugs if you're interested.
I'll accept their hugs.
There you go.
And return them in kind.
Right on. So they also come they say, hey, go and fetch some food. So they come, and they come offering these wraps. It seems like they're made almost entirely of this moss that's growing in the cave. Looks like it's so this wrap is like glowing, but they're like, here, this should be more than enough to ease your starvation from traveling.
I'll eat the moss, but I'm gonna try to hide that I'm grossed out about it.
Okay.
I'm definitely eating it.
All right, so like you think it's gonna, like, you take a bite and you're expecting just this gross thing, but it actually tastes phenomenal. Like the flavor is beautiful. It doesn't have very much variety to it, but it looks like they've found a few different ways to prepare the moss. Like some makes it a little bit tougher, some makes it a little bit soft. So you get the full like wrap experience in a true vegan fashion. And
it has a good mouthfeel.
And like so like your travelers that are with you are trying it, and Winsk is he's taking a bite, but it looks like he's having a hard time holding it with his nubby fingers.
You know
Jero
what you should do?
just kind of declines.
I'll hold it.
I'm gonna try to convince Drew to do it. Like, hey, Drew, it's not as bad as you'd think. It actually. Oh, it's no.
You kind of like you threw up in your mouth a little bit when you said that. You're like,
Drew, that's just indigestion from all the food I was eating along the way.
Varys and Mim, did you have a wrap?
I'm not eating it. I'm gonna stick with a ration.
All right,
You guys-
they're kind of. You see a couple whispers, but just about you guys declining their food and like what is this about?
You guys have got to try this. It's awesome.
Okay, I take some and I do the old
Deception check.
hand.
Oh, you can do sleight of hand.
And now we have to fight the entire thing.
You can do sleight of hand. You can do sleight of hand.
They both fail.
It's not much better.
So he's like,
why you
oh
doing
no,
this?
yeah, so good.
Just like slops on my face as I'm pretending to like.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Damien
Ryan's
can't
got a
hear you,
fan.
but he's
I can hear
he's
them.
pretty thinks.
They're mocking me. They think I'm a fool. How about that? Is that?
Yeah, that's they shake their heads with like you'll come around in time. You'll come around.
Hey, I want to suggest something meta. It doesn't have to be in game.
Okay.
You guys want to sometime after we're done doing all these? Do you want to take? What's his name? Fresno or
Winsk.
Winsk? You want to take Winsk to that necromancer guy and then get him new fingers and stuff?
It's quite a ways away. I mean, Rengar can help him out a little bit right now, but I mean,
Oh man, Rengar, carve him wooden fingers to put on his fingers.
oh, some prosthetic.
Give him some nubs to put on, some fingers to put on his nubs.
I can work on that.
All right. So you know, they're all welcoming, and they explain to you that they were just doing their exercise, and they invite you to join, and you know, like they're being led, and it looks like the one who's leading has been pretty quiet up to this point. His name is Laux, and where is that? But you know, he seems to be guiding them through like a breathing technique, and you know, like it seems as though, like, you know, Pell was still practicing. So like they go from the mountain stance to the warrior 2, and then, you know, like they're just slowly going through this rotation of just this, you know, just this wonderful exercise to just loosen you up and take it easy, and sorry, that's all the stances I've gotten. I've only gone to one class, but anyways, they finish the exercise, and as they're doing like a nice little meet and greet around, Laos comes up and explains, you know, he's like, welcome to our community, but if you want to join, you're gonna have to go to the altar and pledge to join our community. I mean, he's like, it's painless. It's just quick little pledge, and you're free to stay here as long as you wish.
What do we have to pledge?
It's just like, you just essentially like to say that you'll stay in the caves, and you won't cause any like problems for everyone else. It's just all it's just a real straightforward thing.
Sounds like something we can't handle.
Well, we were more just here to help these folks get here. We're what you call heroes who travel around doing nothing but good deeds. So we'll probably not be staying around too long.
He's like, "Are you sure? You just, give us a chance and letting us, give it time to sink in and see if this is just maybe this is what you've been looking for on your adventures."
Well, I appreciate that, but remember the first thing I did when I got here is to play my music, and an artist's soul it can never be tied down in one place, my man. You gotta
He's
go
like,
with the wind.
he's like, I heard that music, and it sounds like the acoustics here are just perfect.
They are pretty good acoustics. That's true. But
I would
No.
like to use my "What Women Want" charm to kind of get in their heads and see if this is a cult and they're gonna try to kill us.
Okay. So you, well, first off, Renga, what are you thinking? Mim, Dandy, what are your thoughts right now?
I'm thinking about how my sister and our crew are waiting back at our boat, and I'm not interested in being in this cave for that long.
All right, Renga.
I'm wondering what I gotta do to get more of this moss. if I gotta pledge or not.
All right, Mim.
I'm thinking that living in a cave under the ground sounds pretty good to me.
All right. So he kind of gestures to the cavern that leads to the altar, and you see the people that you were traveling with. I mean, this is what they're looking for. They're looking for a new home. So like, so they head that way. It's explained to them that there's a little inscription that they read at the altar, and they come back like 5 or 10 minutes later, just fine, and they're accepted with open arms, and they have themselves another mossy snack.
But I was trying to read weirdo people's thoughts.
Okay, the thoughts for like they're around, they're like most of them are just thinking like oh, we've never had visitors, like we've never had people like come, like we haven't, since Pell left, no one's ever gone on the entrance, and then like Laos, like he's you can get is like, what are these guys trying to achieve? I don't want them to interrupt our peace that we have here. Like this is just great peace that we have, like, so all the thoughts you're feeding off him are of worry about you coming and disrupting what they have here.
I'm gonna start fighting. No, it's not. Well, I don't know any of that, so I'm like kind of alarmed by his being so forward about us sticking around. But I'm gonna tell him a bit about what we're up to, about how we've been sailing around trying to bring peace to the villages and stuff, and about how we have a crew on a ship waiting for us.
He hears about the crew, and he's like, okay, well, we appreciate you like coming by, but I mean really, like, it sounds like with these monsters and beasties that you're fighting, that this can be your peaceful place. I mean, you can go back to your ship and bring them here, if that's what you need to do. I mean, this is the sort of safe life that you can that people search for their entire lives. And you explain all the sailing and whatnot, and he seems a little taken aback, like he looks a little bit confused. You gather that he's been down here since before the world shattered.
Oh. I'll try to explain to him as best as I can the shattering and what the world's like.
Yeah,
Um,
so he's like, that seems terrible. It seems like this is a better place than ever for people to come.
I'm like, well, yeah, that's true, but there's still a lot of folks out there. Not everyone can come here, so we gotta help those people out there. You know, like that one city with the monsters in the crevice, or that one city that's hooked on drugs.
He's like, he's like, I don't know, man. Well, it's up to you, but if you go into this cave, I can at least
Oh,
switch the map
I'm
on
gonna
you.
offer him a Polance pickle.
All right.
I still have several of them. I'd be like, check it out. That world up there has some good stuff too.
Oh, Varys, you also hear Jiro's thoughts, and he's like just looking at all these. He's looking at all these people around the cave, and he's like, I bet they would taste good.
We probably should have Jiro go upstairs. Everybody, he should not be down here.
I will ask Florp, or what's his name again?
Lausk.
No, Florp. That's right.
Bosk.
Lausk. The X is not silent. It's Laus.
All right, I'm gonna ask Laos if it's cool if we rest here a spell before we go back out.
He's like, no, Laus.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Laos if we can do that.
He's like, okay, but I mean, just look around, take it in, see exactly what it is we have going on here before you reject it.
Okay.
So, and you're looking around. This is like this. So this is the. I'm assuming you guys would be curious about this room because this is where like the altar is, and this is so this is like where they make their pledge to stay and live in peace and harmony with everyone else.
What is the inscription they have to read on there?
Yeah, so you walk up and there's just like quick inscription and it's just like I was saying, it's just a fancily worded like quick creed about like I don't know, like the commandment type things, just keep just for peaceful living with one another. But at the all right, so various when you go up to this altar, you recognize this. There's this like, it almost looks like a jewel like on top, but it's almost like just like this little beacon that's sitting at the top, and all through the desert you feel as though Eldith's voice has been like weakened, like as the lack of wildlife, the lack of water, you feel like her voice has been quiet in your head, but with this beacon you can almost hear her just like talking to you from it. It just sounds like she's right there.
Like in a good way, or
A very
she
good way.
warning me?
No, she's so you can just this it seems as though this beacon on this altar is just amplifying her presence to you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Oh well. I think I might pray.
All right, so so you get down at the altar to pray, and there's like these two fires that are kind of like smoldering beside it, like it seems as though they like never go out. And as you begin to to pray, like water almost starts to like trickle off the altar from Eldith, and but like the fires start to like burn a little bit brighter, and you notice that this beacon it's just resting on this altar.
Like it's not supposed to be there.
Like it's not part of the stone, it's just like it's been placed on top of this altar.
Like, we need to find out how fast this elevator moves.
I'm not gonna sleight of hand it. Because I'll fuck
What
it
if
up.
you have like a bag of sand,
I have a water skin.
If you're gonna try to steal that, at least wait till we rest and get ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna steal it. I'm not gonna steal it. But I am intrigued, and I tell everybody what my thoughts are. Even Mim.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yes.
I walk over to Mim in the corner here, and I'm talking to him. And
Thanks.
All right. You see that this this like just calling it a beacon, but it's essentially just this small pyramid shaped unknown material that's sitting there, and as you do like a check on it, you can see that it's certainly not natural. It's certainly not from this cave. But it looks like it's been here a long time, and it's resting there, and it seems as though it feels like a spell focus, like with how with how you have dealt with spell focuses. This feels almost like a spell focus of sorts, but it seems to be, based on what Varys was saying, it seems as though it's very religion oriented. It seems just it almost seems like an amplifier for the word of a god.
Oh man, I'll share that with the group if it's useful to anyone.
So it's any god?
Yep.
Anyone else has a god they take super seriously, try to talk to him. I'll be right back.
But it looks as though as soon as like Varys walks away, the water stops, and the fires seem to smolder back down, and it's back to like how it was before. But so all right, so Last permits you guys to stay for the night, but he wants you to just kind of stay away from everybody else, like in this other area, just because you guys did not take the pledge, and he seems to know whether or not you've taken the pledge or not.
I'm sleeping with my eyes open or resting.
Don't watch.
Well, can I? Because I just meditate.
Yeah, so after 4 hours, you can totally keep watch, but your meditative state, you pretty much have to be disengaged. So you
I'm totally cool. I'll just sleep.
All right, so everybody recover everything, and so Varys, you for the first night, it seems like you're having dreams of the Grove and dreams of how things used to be, and like after from traveling in the desert, your dreams, or your meditative states felt so like plain, but like now, like when you meditate, you feel as though you're back in the Grove. This amplifier seems to be really affecting you. All right, so next day, what do you guys want to do? You had they're coming with these nice moss bacon and eggs. They made some of the moss real crisp, and then the other ones they got the perfect texture for eggs for you. So it's just like a glowing green eggs and green bacon.
Ham? Is there any ham?
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Should we ask them where they got this bacon?
Most of them they kind of oh, that's just part of the altar. That's just we just go make our pledge to it, and there's not really any moss there. There's not really any reason to go. Sometimes Laos will have us head over there for a meditation, but beyond that, it's just I don't know, just part of the altar.
Does Mim know anything about it?
Mim, do you want to?
Check.
I mean, you can confirm everything that Dandy was saying. Oh yeah. But you could, I mean, if you want, you could do another Arcana check or actually roll a history check. Okay, so you have this this seeing this beacon really after a good night's rest, it triggers this old mindset. You can picture yourself a much younger form of yourself, in the gnomish homelands. There was a push for creating artifacts and trying to forge these artifacts to help amplify religions. There was an age where it felt as though the gods had abandoned a lot of people, so they were looking for ways to communicate again with the gods, to find a different way to open up their minds and open up the influence of the gods around them. So there was a push to create these special beacons and scatter them around so that the world could feel safe again for the gods. But this was so long ago, and the beacons seemed to get scattered and misplaced, and with the world shattering, they seem all but lost. So you're not sure if this one was forged particularly by gnomes, but you imagine it would be because overall the gnomes had a much stronger magic attunement than the other races due to the initiation that you go through as a young gnome in the whatever that cave is called. But it's essentially what?
This cave rightfully belongs to me. This is cultural appropriation for these people.
All right. Rest of the group? Want to help Mim claim the cave in the name of Gnome?
Nah, that seems like a him thing. I don't want to get involved in a race war.
Yeah, he's not actually doing it, I don't think.
Varys is the religious man of the group. this amplifier has the most relevance for you.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I want to take it. Is that what we're getting at, or?
It does feel like he's trying to direct us into stealing this.
All right.
Hey,
how many people?
hey.
Who's in this Who's in this room?
I'm trying to leave this stuff open. I created a room that has this artifact. I'm letting you guys see
All
this
right,
artifact. I want you guys to understand what this artifact is.
Where is the guy that's in charge here?
Does Mim know how many of these there are? Is there 6?
Mim, roll a D20. There's 8 of them.
Darn.
Where's Blind Man Jones?
Here he is.
Okay, so they kind of respect Pell, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
All right.
he used to be a member of them.
Okay, Pell, this is what we got here. We were wondering if we could possibly take this artifact over there as part of our payment for helping your people get back.
He's like, I mean, I don't know anything about the altar. You'd have to talk to Lautz.
That seems shady.
All right, group huddle. What are we thinking here? Because if we steal this fucker, we're going to have to get out quick. Do we want to fight all these people?
I don't think we should steal it.
I feel like the only one who knows about it, knows like it's there really, is Big L.
Yeah.
I guess we could assassinate him in secret.
And you could impersonate him?
Ooh.
I could disguise myself as him.
Ooh. Renga.
Until we got it out. And then we break the snake handle when we get to the top.
Ooh.
I'm fine with it.
So Ryan's descent into making his character evil continues.
You guys are on neutral. Besides, he's been doing an awful lot of healing. He cured a plague.
Where is Laux right now?
He's leading the session of. They call it yogi.
Is it like really far out of the way?
It's in the main cavern, but so I mean he's not in like earshot or anything like.
Or like if I disguise myself as him and walk to the elevator with that thing, he would notice.
Well, we gotta
Yeah, they would
kill
probably
him
notice.
first. We're gonna assassinate him first.
I don't really want to assassinate him.
Hey, can anybody like hide themselves or like be very sneaky, like turn invisible or anything cool like that?
Not invisible. I can walk quietly somewhere.
I mean, you know, Laos has been pretty friendly up to this point, so.
Well, you want us to try to ask him if we can have it?
I mean, I'm just saying that he.
I'm going to talk to Lausk.
Yeah, he could
Let's go
probably.
talk to Laos.
I'm talking
He
to him.
could
in the
probably
black
come
pit.
and. Yeah. Okay. So you
Yeah,
go and
I-
find Lask, and he kind of pauses the morning session or the whatever time of day it is, their yogi session, and he's like, "What is it? Have you changed your mind? Are you ready? Are you going to do the pledge?"
I'd like to explain to Lausk my intense religious connection to the
You want to use a spell on him?
The item. Do you have one that might work?
I have a spell that makes him more friendly, but after it wears off, he realizes and he gets angry.
How long does it last?
I mean,
That's not long enough.
That would be long enough
this-
for him to get to the cavern.
This 1d6 raw guy is for your persuasion or whatever you're gonna try on him.
You do not want him to do persuasion.
Nah.
This is for whatever you try to use. I'm trying to give you inspiration. I'm sitting here playing a little song like dun 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 dun. Ferris go. Which probably seems really weird to like everyone else in the cave that I'm just playing a song for you.
Well, what else could I do other than maybe? I would have to try to persuade him.
I mean, yeah, if you're telling him, well,
All right, here we go, Dandy. Let's pray.
I'll cast a spell.
Oh!
Oh God, should cast it.
It's not even that one. It's not even that one.
it's not-
All right. Well, with my roll, you're up to 5.
all right, Mim, are you gonna cast your spell to try and persuade this or adjust this?
It gives you an advantage, so basically you just roll it again.
Oh God.
Oh my God!
It's up to 8 now.
Okay.
With my 6, that is 8.
So he kind of he's like what do you want to do? What are you trying to do? So you're telling him that you want to take it, right? You want to like
That my goddess has told me.
He's like, "Really?
Speaks to me through the stone.
That's
My religion's pretty bad too.
I've
pay you for
I've never heard of Eldith, but I mean, you know, to hear always I always get a little bit of a pep talk from Tahir now and again.
Oh my God.
We are the shittiest fucking.
I have a +4 on that. Jesus.
I will not fight with it.
All right, well, you have a minute to decide what to do.
What gets angry at it?
Is there anything we can do in exchange for the stone?
Exchange for the stone. Oh.
Rengar says that. real fast. He says it real fast.
So Renga, I'm assuming in line with your plan, you're more persuading him into this cave.
Yeah.
Okay. So Renga is able to talk, and you're like, oh, let's go over here and talk. And so you bring him in. I don't have a token for him. But you bring him into the cave, out of sight, out of earshot from everyone else. And Mim's spell seems to be wearing off, and he's like, kind of shakes his head and like looks at Mim. And he's like, you're trying to end what we have here? Looks like he's taking a deep breath.
Silence.
I'm going to try to intimidate him.
So Dandy takes a strong stance, keeping him from going to the entrance of the cave. This silence envelops him, and you just hear him like yelling at the top of his lungs, like, but there's nothing. You know, he just screams, and he just tries to scream again, and you can make out that he's like yelling for help and yelling for people to come.
Let's knock him out, boys.
Let's
Get him out.
tie him up, knock him out.
Let's knock him out.
Hog time.
Let's stick a Polance pickle in his mouth and shut him up.
Wait, no! My box.
What?
My necro dick in a box.
What are you gonna do? Put his hand in it?
Face down into the box.
Renga and I are gonna grab him and smack him with a rock in the back of the head.
Jesus.
With his head in a box. That was to shut him up. Okay.
And we gotta move him to the back of the cave so he's kind of hidden.
All right. So, are you tying him up, or are you just gonna leave him there?
We're tying him up.
We're
Okay.
tying him.
All right. He's tied up against one of these pillars, and I'm guessing your silence spell was more towards the entrance. So you're heading back over. You head back over to the beacon, and you can hear Eldith's voice, like almost as you can almost hear it like in front of you, sitting there.
I'm grabbing the stone. I mean, we're this far.
So you grab the stone, and as you start to pull it up, you don't like. It looks like it's just setting there. Like it was like as you pick it up, there's nothing in between like it and the altar, and so as you start to pull it from the altar, there's like this mouth, this bite that comes and latches onto it, like. And it's like this almost like this shadow of like of this dog, and like as you like pull on the stone, like this spectral like dog kind of leaps after it and lands on the ground beside you, and like it kind of slowly comes into being, and you see it breathing, and it's kind of got this green like smoke that's like emanating from its mouth, and
Mitochondria.
Okay. Do you want to open your flask and get smoking here?
Don't
No.
do that right now.
Okay. All right. So like you have this beacon, and it's in your hand, and you can hear Eldith, and she's like, finally, my warrior, something that you can use, something that I can help you with. Like, and we'll roll initiative next time.
Bum, bum, Why do you always go with the Sonic the Hedgehog?
I love
Sonic
that.
the
I
Hedgehog.
love that boss music. So that's just fine by me.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.